Hello everyone, let us go for Data Structures Module 2 Session 4, where we are going to study something about the recursion and an example for recursion, that is factorial of a number. I am Shilpa B, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, Canara Engineering College. So what exactly the recursive function is? A recursive function is defined as a function that calls itself, and it is going to solve a smaller version of its task until a final call is made, which does not require a call to itself. That means it is going to solve the functions itself, and it is going to call the functions once again and again until a base case is executed. So a recursive solution, it is having two major cases. One is base case and one more is general case. General case is a repetitive case. So you are going to repeat that case again and again until you execute a base case. So we can also call that general case as recursive case. So for example, factorial of a number. So what do you mean by factorial of a number? The product of the positive integers from 1 to n, we can call it as n factorial. So for example, if I have 5 factorial, if I want to find out 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that will be the 5 factorial. That is the solution for the 5 factorial. So let us see how exactly we can do it practically. So if I want to find out a 5 factorial, then I will pass the value 5 over to a function factorial. Then in order to find out 5 factorial, I want to find out factorial of 4. That means 5 into 4 factorial, that will give you the result for 5 factorial. So in order to find out this factorial of 4, I want to find out factorial of 3. So 3 factorial into 4 will give you the value for factorial 4. Once again, in order to find out factorial of 3, I want to find out the value of factorial 2 and multiply it with the 3. And it goes on until you are going to find out factorial of 0. So 0 factorial is nothing but 1. So we conclude 0 factorial as the base case. Okay, you are not going to divide it further. Factorial 0 is a base case. You are going to stop your iteration there itself. So factorial of n is equal to 1 if n is equal to 0. That means factorial, when you reach to factorial of 0, that means you are going to wind up it with the value by assuming factorial of 0 is equal to 1. Okay, and that value you are going to assign to this particular step. Now in this step you are going to find out factorial of 1, right? So in order to find out factorial of 1, you need to multiply factorial of 0 with the 1. So factorial of 0 we have given the value as 1, and 1 into 1 you will get the answer as 1. This is the answer for this particular function. Now once again, if you want to find out the answer for this, you need to multiply this answer with the 2. So it will continue until you reach to this particular step. So finally the answer will be 120. So I can conclude that if f of n is equal to 1, then if you want to get f of n is equal to 1, then n should be equal to 0. So if n is 0, that means it is a base case and f of n we can assign the value of 1. And otherwise you need to repeat all these things. How can you repeat this function? Using n into f of n minus 1. You can see here 5 into factorial of 4. That means 5 into f of 5 minus 1, that is 4. So n, if I want to find out 5 factorial, 5 into factorial of 4, f of n, n into f of n minus 1. Now I will show you it manually. Let us see it manually. Now suppose I want to find out factorial of 5. Usually when we are using a recursive function, we use a stack. In order to represent the recursive function, we use a stack. Okay, so whenever you are going to do a particular function, then you are going to put that process inside. You are going to assume that you are putting that process inside a stack. Okay, so here I want to find out factorial of, I'll write it as simply f of, okay, factorial of 5. Okay, so if I want to find out factorial of 5, I will do 5 into factorial of 4, right? I'll put this process inside the stack. So 0th position I have put. Next, after that, now I want the solution for f of 4, right? So in order to find out the solution for f of 4, what I am going to do is, I will make 4 into f of 3, right? Once again I want the answer for f of 3, that I will put as the next process, 3 into f of 2. Again I want one more f of 2. In order to find out f of 2, I will make 2 into f of 1. Once again I want f of 1. Solution for f of 1, I can do it as 1 into f of 0, right? Now when n is equal to 0, you have reached to the base case, right? We know that f of 0 is equal to 1, right? So what I am going to do is, I will assign that value. So here now we have put all these things, processes inside the stack. Now while doing the process, while doing the process, we need to pop the elements from the stack first, right? How can we do the popping operation? From the top of the stack, right? So I am going to start it from the topmost position. So first you are going to use this particular operation. Now what is the answer for this? 1 into, now what is the answer for this? 1 into, you are going to get f of 0 as 1. So you are going to get the answer as 1. This is the answer for f of 1, right? Now that answer I am going to substitute over here. So f of 2, you are going to get it as 2 into 1, that is nothing but 2, right? Once again, here f of 3, I will put 3 into f of 2. F of 2 answer you got it as 2, that is nothing but 6, right? Once again, in this step you are going to get 4 into f of 3. F of 3 is 6, so answer is 24. Once again here you are going to write 5 into f of 4. F of 4 is 24, so the answer is 120. So this is the final answer what you are going to get it for f of 5. So this is how factorial can be found out. Okay. So let us see how we can code. So initially we want a number to read, right? So we want a number to read. So enter the number, then you are going to read that number. That number I am going to give as the parameter for the function fact. Okay. So in factorial function, you have the factorial function over here. Now suppose I gave the number as 5, then 5 will be passed over to this. Now if n is equal to 0, return 1. That is the base case we have here, right? If n is equal to 0, then you are going to return f of n as 1, right? So if n is equal to 0, return 1. Otherwise what you need to do? Otherwise n into f of n minus 1 you need to return back to the function. So else return n into f, in the sense here we had given the name as fact. So fact of n minus 1. Now when you declare when you write like this, what will happen? It will first, now suppose I want to find out the factorial of 5, then 5 will be passed over here. Whether n is equal to 0? No. So else part it will go, and 5 into factorial of 4 will be done. Now factorial of 4, it will call this function again. We are calling it as recursive function, right? It is going to call itself. Once again here, instead of 5, you are going to take the value as 4 now. You are passing 4 to this. Again check it. Condition is false. It will come to else. Return 4 into factorial of 3. So 3 is passed over to this. Return 3 into factorial of 2. 2 is passed over to this. 2 into factorial of 1. 1 is passed over to this. 1 into factorial of 0. Now 0 has been passed over to this particular function. When you get a 0, if n is equal to 0, condition is true, it is going to return 1. Where it is returning 1? It is going to return the 1 to the last function whichever you have executed. That is 1 into factorial of 0 was the last function. So factorial of 0, you are going to get the value as 1 now. So that 1 will be assigned to this. 1 into 1, it is going to get the answer as 1. Once again, there are some other functions which was not processed in the stack. So topmost function was 2 into factorial of 1. That will be executed. Until you get the 5 factorial, you are going to execute each, assign value for each and every function, and finally you are going to get the output as this. This is how exactly the factorial function works using recursion. I hope this session is clear. We will meet in the next session.